Welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna, and today we're going to start tutorial number 5 for my Dreamland Suitcase Album. Excuse me. And unfortunately, tutorial number 4 ended, and I am missing half of the video. So I'm going to do a recap here and show you what I did in a smaller scale, just so you know. So we're going to go ahead and walk through that. So you're going to need, we ended with this flip here, and of course it wasn't fully decorated yet. When I had done the magnet, I put the magnet at the wrong end, so I was correcting that. So I did correct that. This punched out here with just a 1-inch circle punch before I attached it. And then the next piece was 1 12 by 12 cut down to 8.5 wide by 10 7/8 high. And then I scored that at a 1/2 inch and 7/8 of an inch to create a gusset here. And then that was glued on to the very top. Okay. Then I took 4 sheets of 8.5 by 11, and I cut them down to 8.5 by 10 inches high. And on the 8.5 inch edge, I scored at a 1/2 inch on all 4 of them. And I will show you with these smaller ones here what I did. So these are all scored at a 1/2 inch. So we're just going to pretend these are full size. And then I'll slide this book out of the way so I can show you what I did. So then I started with my first sheet with my hinge facing down on my left-hand side. I then took my next one and added my adhesive and glued that to the top right side of that one. I then took my next one, did my adhesive, and attached that down on the left side of that. The last one, put my adhesive on my 1/2 inch, flipped it down, and attached that to the right side. So what you end up with is a piece that does this. So you can open these up singly, one at a time, like this, going both directions. It's a little harder with my decorative cardstock. Or they fan out all the way into a 4-panel, both directions, okay? And that opens up again, all right? So, I want to get these lined back up here. I lost all my paper things here. I'll get that ready to go for us. So then on the next page, I've got all kinds of them here. On the next page, when we flip this over, I did a waterfall. So you are going to need 8 pieces cut at 6.5 wide by 5 inches high. On your 5-inch side, you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. I then laid them, and for those who've seen a waterfall put together, I started 1 1/4 inches down from the top edge of my decorative cardstock, not the top of the page. And I believe I went in 1 inch. No, I went in 7/8 of an inch from my left side on the, so that would be, let's see, yeah, that would be just, yeah, 7/8 of an inch on the decorative cardstock from the left side in. So from this side, was 7/8 of an inch in. And I laid my first one down, put my adhesive on, laid my first one down. Of course, this is a small sample. And then when I lift that up, then I'm going to attach my next piece right underneath that, butting up against that other hinge over top of it. Move that one down. And then you just continue on, adding each one just underneath the previous, and keeping your lines all straight so they line up nice. So that's how the waterfall is done. And I apologize again for that mishap. I had paused it and I started it, but apparently it didn't restart. And I've added a magnet here and a magnet here. This is just a piece of decorative cardstock that I've used to create a flip. And this was 6 3/4. No. This was 3 3/4 wide by 12 inches long, and then I scored it at 6 3/4 and 6 7/8. And then that will take care of that. Okay? And of course we have this piece here that you've already seen. It's been attached. So let's go ahead and run back to the front of the book here and start doing our decorating. Let's see how far we get. Okay. All right. So for this section here, I've created a little decorative cardstock for underneath here. Cover up those magnets, and apparently I didn't grab one for the top. That's fine. I'll do that in the walkthrough. If I miss anything, I'll make sure I highlight and recognize that in the walkthrough. So, and then I used my green punch for the edges there, just to create that decorative element. Okay, we got that. And I decided to take one of the tags and for some reason that magnet is not sticking. Let's see what's going on here. Let me see where you're at. Yeah. I want to get that in the right spot. Well, that's not what you're supposed to do either. The tape come off and it stuck to my paper. There we go. Let's see here. There. There. There we go. All right, let's get the decorative cardstock. I didn't cut a decorative. Oh, just a tap. There we go. So let's go ahead and get this attached here. Again, this was just one of the cut apart tags off the regular picture. I didn't have the elements there that you the extra pack. I did not have that. I just had the that were in the regular paper. And I just took left two of the tags stuck together and created a tag for inside of there. And then I created, just out of regular cardstock, I took two pieces that were, get the right side of my thing here, 5.5 long by 3 inches wide. Used the decorative punch there and created two tags you could pull out there. Okay, and if you remember, this one is just one of those pop-ups. I'm going to leave these blank with just the yellow. This is like a glittery, it's not glitter, but it's like, it's glittery looking cardstock. Okay. So for this one, I actually used the piece from the cover, and then I cut the moon up here, so I punched the moon out with one of my circle punches. I've added a brad. I'm going to use the tie thing here. We're going to attach this right to that front top panel that flips up. And I did add a little piece of tape, double-sided tape to the bottom of that brad, so that will help hold that in, I'm hoping. Help hold that in place a little better. There we go. There we go. Just like so. And I hot glued on one of my flowers here. This is an AliExpress die here. So glued on one of those. I bumped that up on a few pieces of, I think 4 pieces of chipboard. Let me see. No, what I did was I took a tiny circle punch and I punched out just some regular like cereal box, and I glued 5 of those together to raise that up because I'm going to wrap my string around there. Okay. And then for the next piece here, now some of these, if I did some paper piecing on, I call it like kind of like a quilt effect. And I lost my needle. Oh, goodness, there it is. And if sometimes in the case of that, then I laid them out first. This one here, I just added another one of those little tags with just some of the yellow cardstock just for here. And then we've got this one that's going to go on the bottom. So let's go ahead and glue that down. This is mostly decorating today, but like I said, I did want to walk you through. And if you have any questions in regards to where the video had ended and you need help with that, you just let me know. I do have other videos with those type of things in them, so if worst case scenario, we could go find one of those and you could watch that to clarify what you need to do. Okay. This piece here was just from the one with the strips, page with the strips on it of different things. Just adds a little more decorative element than just the cardstock. This is a little bit harder to do when you've got the, oops, this way. There we go. And then this one is just a piece of the yellow cardstock, and I added one of the stickers. And I don't even know what brand this cardstock is. I used this gold, and then I used a blue, and that was from one of the blue packs from, and I'll show you that in a minute here. It's one of the Michaels ones, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Make sure that. So this blue cardstock here that I just got a little glue on, that is from this pack, and it's from Michaels. It's their Hot Buy one, and it was the darkest blue. Wish I could just buy the single colors of these and not have to buy the selection pack, although I've used quite a bit of that selection pack. To this I've added one of the stickers here, and then bumped one of these more cardstock and left that open. It's put on the same color cardstock and fussy cut out, just so she can still get a photo underneath there. And it's textured, as you can hear. Make sure the corners get so they don't get bumped and pulled up there. All right, I'm going to lift this up here so I can see it. Just like that. I'm going to press it down here like this, flatten it down so I can give it a little press there so it doesn't lay flat. There we go. Perfect. So that closes up. And this was the pocket that just opened. It's a flip pocket with a tag in it, or booklet in it, I should say, not a tag. So let's go ahead and add our decorative sheets to this. One is smaller, that's for this, okay, right there. And the decorative cardstock for this one was 7 3/8 high by 5 3/8 wide. Okay. That's leaving us about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around there. Let's go ahead. Okay. And on the back, as you can see, this one's already done. That's that patchwork type I was talking about. So it just makes it faster for me to be able to do that than to hold you up. So for the cardstock for the little booklet is 5 inches wide by 7 1/8 inches wide. And I'm only doing just the cover of the book. That way it allows her, if she wants to journal, or she wants to just add the pictures, whatever she wants to do for that, she will be able to. There we go. And that slides inside of here, just like so. Open. And this is our next one. And this was 9 7/8 high by 8 3/8 wide. And I'm not quite sure yet if I like the, put the panels in and then do the stuff. I'm not sure. They both have their pros and cons where of difficulty when you have the pages all built and then you add them to the hinges. They can kind of be in the way. And then this way, sometimes the paper's all bumped up and it's a little harder to. But the thing I do like about putting the page on is that I know that it's attached to the hinge nice and securely. I don't have to worry about that. Oops. No, this goes down first. There we go. And then we're going to take this piece of ribbon I have here, and I've used the lighter to both ends. And I've got this little jewelry finding here. Let's see if I can get it where you can see. Where you can see it. Now that I lost it. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness sakes. All right, let's grab another one, since I don't know where it went. Okay. Gotta find it here. Jewelry ones. Nope. Let's see here. All right, here we go. So it's just, you find them in the jewelry department. It's a little thing that closes shut. Oh, are you kidding me? There we go. And it's got a little hole on the top. So we're going to utilize that to our advantage. So I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to put it inside of that little slot there that I can pinch down. And grab my little pliers here, and I'm going to pinch down one side and the other side. Get it, flatten that right down on there so it grabs that. Grabs that ribbon really good. And then I'm going to take a jump ring, and since I'm in silver, we'll use a silver one here. Oh, everything's got tape on it. Sometimes nothing can go simple, you know, everything's got to be a chore. just because I think. There we go. So, and this little box of things was from AliExpress. So let me find my spot I need to separate. So with jump rings, they're cut on an angle, so you always want to just pull them away from each other. You don't want to pull them apart. So we're going to take this and I'm going to add it to the hole on this. It's just to create a decoration. And then I have this little fairy charm here, and I'm going to put that on there, and then we're just going to push that back together just like so. Just make sure that it's nicely together. Okay, so now we have this on a thing here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around my flower here. Give it a few ties like so. This is just like a satin ribbon. All right, and then this is gonna wrap around here to keep this closed. I think this could be a lot shorter. So a lot shorter. So I'm gonna wrap it around here a few times and then tie it again just to shorten it up a little bit. It does not need to be that long. Just has to hold that. That's too much. Let's see here. There we go. I think that'll work. Okay. So we'll go ahead and give that a tie. Another one. Perfect. All right. Just has to go around here a couple times to hold that closed. And then that can dangle down. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Perfect. All right. And we'll go ahead and trim that off. Right there. There we go. All right. So that one is taken care of. And we'll go to our next part, which is our waterfall flip here. And I just have these two pieces here that we're going to sit along. This is the one that we attached one little tag here and one here. Excuse me, please. Now I did put on 2 of the little strips of blue from the decorative cardstock that had the strips in it. I cut out the blue with the little dots on it and added that thin strip there first. Just to kind of break up the pattern and add a little decorative. And we're going to go ahead and bring this right in there. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side here. We might have to divide this decorating up into two because it's already 23 minutes here. See how fast we can move along here. But this has been, I know on the tapes you're seeing like an, you know, hour here, hour there, whatever to build and stuff, but there's hours and hours of prep behind each one of these videos. So like just yesterday alone, just getting some of the things done and ready to go, I spent 7 hours working on this yesterday alone just to get ready for today. Plus I had other days that I was prepping for the same one. So here all I did was I came along and let me lift it up so you can see maybe. I just took my dried marigold and just edged all the edges here just to do that. There is a magnet, of course, in here, and I did not grab decorative cardstock for that, but I will. And then I just attached another little tag here, and I did add a little magnet here to catch on this magnet back here, and I do have to grab cardstock for those. But like I said, things like that that I've missed, because you always miss something. I mean, I went through this book a dozen times, making sure I tried to make sure I had everything pre-cut and ready to go, and you still miss stuff. All right, so for your decorative cardstock here, I'm going to have to measure it because that's not been done. I've got 2 strips here already done, ready to go. And those are just cut from just one of the sheets from the extra papers. I try to use up my scraps while I'm working, if I can. And then I make tags and stuff. And all right, so I got one there too, just like that. But rather than having you have to wait for me to do all that other decorating, then so these 2 here, and then I just added one of those highlighted pieces from the strips. See, it's going to go on this side here, maybe. I can get it to slide a little bit. There we go. So it takes that more plainy paper and adds that decorative element to it that you can fit, I believe, and I will double check here in a second, but I'm pretty sure that a full photo will fit up and down on there. Let me double check here in a second. Now it looks here like I'm further over to my left than my right, but there's that gussets in there, if you remember. So, all right. So we have those 2 there. We have those 2 there. Let me give these a measure for you so you know what they all have to be. These are 4 inches wide by 9 7/8 high. Okay? So they're all the same size, all 4 of those, for the front and the back of that. And these ones I just added this from the sticker sheet. I added the stickers. That. And I used up the full, and I'll show you in a second here. I used all the decorative cardstock from the collection, and I used all of the cardstock from the patterns and solids. I used every sheet of that, every sheet of the decorative cardstock pack from the collection, and I will show you at the end of the video. I'll show you what scraps I had left so far, but I will have to use up some of those because I have to make some type of covering for the pieces I've missed. which is not a big deal. I should have enough to do that. We will figure it out. There we go. I have to fill my glue here too. This book has quite a bit of interaction in it, which is nice. Gives her lots of room for pictures. Where are my pictures? So see, you can lay a picture down on there and then still have room to journal. It's got plenty of room there. Plenty of room there. It makes it nice when you can just come in and lay your pictures down and not have to worry about it. But I mean, she can cut them apart too, because sometimes you got all that extra around the picture that you don't need. So, oh goodness sakes, there it is. So she can lay them out however she wants. There's no designated, well, of course, here she'd have to make sure they were tall pictures, but hey, she'll figure it out. She's a first grade teacher. So, all right. Okay, so on to the next page. Now, if you remember, our next page is the one that goes, flips up like that, flips down like this. Now here I made a mistake, but unfortunately I caught myself and was able to. So the decorative cardstock needs to be 9 7/8 high by 6 7/8 wide. And what I ended up doing is I accidentally cut it short. But since I caught this, I can attach this and you probably won't even know. You will know because I told you, but the average person probably is not going to see that this was cut the wrong length. So we'll put this on, then we'll add that other piece. If you catch it right away and you can grab that other piece, you typically can match it up. All right, so this is for our front cover here. Like that. Perfect. There we go. We're going to add the glue to the bottom piece here. And it just, and as soon as I cut it and looked at it, I went, oh no, that's not long enough. I don't know why I do that sometimes. I just get wrapped up in my own head and I just am not thinking, I guess, when you're working on something so long. All right, so I'm going to slide that right up against there. Get that attached there. There we go. And then for the flip ups and both the flips, I did a yellow and then one of these, a yellow and one of these, and then the blues with these. So one side will have the yellows and one side will have the blues. So let's go ahead and flip this open here and we'll start adhering some of those down. That makes it nice here. Okay. Right. I said I can't remember what this yellow And I don't think it said on the package either, and it didn't have the stickers on the back, but it's some Hardy cardstock, and it's shimmery. That's what I should say. It's not really, it does almost look like it has glitter in it, but it shimmers. So, and it's heavy. Let me bring one up here. See that? But it's not a glitter cardstock. It's more just like a shimmer cardstock here. And I think I had like 20 sheets of it I bought when we had our business. Then when you buy stuff, then you have to buy like the whole pack. You can't just buy single sheets of it. So I had a whole pack of it, which is fine. Oops, why you folded over there? That was folded over. Don't want you folded over. Fold this down here so I can flatten that. There we go. I get so much glue on my fingers. So much glue on my fingers. She's going to have a nice amount of space around these ones so it can still see some of the cardstock, which is always nice. Get this flipped up in the right direction. We don't want it upside down. There we go. Okay. And we're going to go this way. And we're going to do the blues. And this was from the Patterns and Solids also. That Michael's cardstock, that almost reminds me of like a linen texture. Almost. I like that. Paper too, that's a nice paper. Okay. Trying to get it in here so you can see it. And I am expanded all the way out as far as I can go, so goodness sakes. My little glue bottle must be getting pretty empty because it wants to tip over. I'm just going every other one here. And then this last one's going to go on that bottom panel there. And then I'll show you a picture laying on there so you can get an idea of the size around. Like I said, this flip system here is like one of my favorites. It just gives you a lot of real estate for one page. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And then I've made 2 tags here. One for the back. That one has that on the back. That one doesn't have anything on the back yet. All right. And then I've got my... Oh, I'm missing one. There it is. It's down in there. There we go. So then I've got 2 strips that are going to go behind here. This one's got the decorative edge cut out of it. So this is just going to tuck in there for decoration. And this one is about, 3/4 of an inch. So maybe a little bit bigger. This is going to slide right in here, right in our first pocket. We're going to line that up, pull it up where it's supposed to be. There we go. And then this piece is another strip. Let me measure this a second. I'll tell you how long this is. This is 9 7/8 long. So that one would have been 9 7/8 long too. This one is 1.5 inches wide because it's a little bit deeper. There we go. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to slide this in the area of the second pocket there. Just like that. Okay. Okay. There we go. And we'll put our tags back in. The tags measure 8.5 wide by 7.5 for the back one. 8.5 by 7.5. And that's just a sticker on there. And then that's a sticker, and then that's just from your decorative strip. And then the second one is 7 and it's like 7 1/4 by the 8.5. Okay, because that one's just a little bit shorter. There we go. Perfect. Again, this flips up, flips down. There we go. And then this is our one. I just added this here with the tiny magnet, and that magnet is catching on the back of this magnet here. And I just took a piece of the decorative cardstock and made a tag for that. Let's go ahead and add this piece here. I've already added the other strips, and that needs to be 6 3/8 wide by 4 inches total for your decorative cardstock. Oopsie, come here. Don't want to be on that hinge. There we go. All right. Okay. And then here I just added another thing there. And that's got a tiny magnet there. And your decorative cardstock for these are, let's see here, 8 1/4 by 9 7/8. All right. And this one I gotta let fall where it falls because of that magnet there. So it's going to determine where this one kind of falls here. Okay. I have to grab some more glue here in a second. All right. Seems like it's happy. Like that. Perfect. All right. And this flips up. Let's get move this stuff out of my way so I can lay this down here. And then this piece here gets laid on there. Again, that's the same 9 7/8 high. Nine 7/8. For this one, I just put the sticker on a piece of that blue cardstock, added a brad there, and then down at the bottom it's just a piece, and the decorative cardstock is 7 7/8 wide by 9 7/8 high. Again, we're just going to put this here like so. Perfect. There we go. Okay. On to the next one. And this one just has the strip from that sheet that has the strips on it. And then this side I already did. Bring that up here because it's pieced, so it has the matching here. Okay. And then we're going to open this one up. Oops, hang on. First we're going to adhere that. It's not all the way down. We'll give it a good push there. Don't want it coming apart later. There we go. And this side's already done. This sheet just has the band from the sheet with the strips on it attached to the top there. Okay. Just like so. Okay. this way. What is this? Side. Okay. Now we're going to flip this way. This one here is already done. This one here just has two of the strips there. Ready to go. Actually, it's one of the strips. It's just cut wide. It matches really good. And I put that one in the middle to kind of break it up a little bit instead of the top or the bottom. Just something different. And it's not open or anything. It's just placed down all the way. Okay, here we go. And I didn't, close this. I didn't put a picture on here to show you how big this was. So you can see that there's lots of room around there. So, told you I would do that, and then I forgot. All right, so then this one here. Oh, there's a gem. All right, it's here, and I added another little flip there. Attach that to the back side there. Again, 9 7/8 high by 7 7/8 wide. That's what your decorative cardstock is. Close this so I can flatten that pretty good there. That pressed down good there. For some reason, I want to. All right. I created a couple tags here. What I did was I took a 12-inch section. One moment, please. All right, sorry about that. My barking dog. So then this is the one with the pocket. Like I said, I took a section 12 inches long, did the little patchwork on it, and then cut it in half to make two tags for here. So now we're going to do the pocket. So this piece here for the pocket is a mystery because I can't find my thing. So this piece is 3 7/8 high by the 7 7/8 wide. This is 7 7/8 wide by 6 inches. Okay. Slide that, just slide it down into the pocket. We're going to kind of center it and get you in the pocket there. There we go. Doesn't have to go down in there very far. Just a little bit. Center it. There we go. Okay. And then this piece here, just like that. That's just got another one of those band pieces. It's the one with the little girls. There. The little girl, I should say. The girls. And you can do this without adding the extra little strips from the sheet that has those on it, but I just think it adds that extra touch to the papers that don't have a lot. I mean, it's pretty paper. It just doesn't have a lot going on. All right, so let's get these closed here. And this closed, and then this closed. There we go, just like that. Now on the waterfall, I'm not going to add anything to this because they do hold a photo nicely. So I'm not going to add anything to that. Well, I might put something on here to cover this magnet, but the photo will cover the magnet too. So then I don't have all that bulk inhibiting with that picture, you know, to hold that shut. So I probably won't. I'll let her peel that off when she attaches her picture. And then here, maybe I'll add a sticker or something. So that's all set to go. Now to this pull out here, I have added 2 strips already. I've cut 3. These are 3/4 of an inch wide by, get this here, 4 1/8 wide, and then they're scored a 1/2 inch on each end, and one is it's gonna look like a Z. So one is gonna fold towards you and one's gonna fold away from you. And then I'm gonna stand this up so you can get a look here. And you see the other ones I added. See them in there? There's one here and there's one right here that I already added. Okay? And the way you do that is you're gonna put some glue on, and I got those about I want to say about 1/8 of an inch down in. So I'm going to put some glue on that tab. I'm going to put some glue on this tab, just like that. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to kind of split the difference here between these two. So about halfway between them, and I'm going to go down again. I'm placing this down about 1/8 of an inch. And then this one I'm just going to leave sit here, and it's going to fall naturally. Whoops. It should fall naturally. Let's get this back in here again. Find my spot. Press it on there good. There we go. And then I'm going to close this, lay it down, and press it. So then that should attach that other piece in the spot that it needs to be in. Okay? And a little bit of glue there. Let's see. All right. For some reason it wants to pull up. I'm going to add a little bit more glue to that because it's not adhering exactly like I want it to. It wants to bend. There we go. All right. So sorry, I know it's kind of hard. I want you to be able to see, but I got to get it in there, and then I'll show you. Okay, there we go. All right. You stand it back up here, and then now you can see it's in the middle there. See the middle? Right there. I just had to kind of hold it there a second, and the glue is still drying. But so now I've got 3 of those on there. I have fussy cut from the sheet of paper, and I've cut the little boy. Let me put that on a piece of white so you can see it better here. A piece of white paper. There we go. So I have the little boys in the boat, and I fussy cut around there, so I still had the moon. And then I've got the little mermaid girl with the little fairy, and then I fussy cut out the other little mermaids too. All right, so I'm going to go from biggest to smallest. so they don't interfere with each other. So this big one here, I'm going to put back. Let's see if I can get this perfect for you. All right. So this one, I don't want my head in your way, so sorry if my head gets in your way. I'm going to put like there, okay? Maybe I'll even outline those in white so they show up better. I'm going to pause a second. I'm going to get those outlined in the white, and I'll be right back. All right, I've got these all edged in white, so there'll be a little bit more stand out against that when I put these in there. So again, we're going to start with the biggest one, and I'm going to put this one back on that back edge, and I will hold this up so you can see. Oh yeah, you can see good. So I'm just going to adhere that, and we want it so it doesn't interfere with anything, which it shouldn't there. So let's go ahead and attach that to that back piece there. I'm just going to a little glue, about 1/4 inch glue there. I'm going to swing this open. I'm going to hold this just like that. Okay. And I've got just about at that line where that gold is lined up at the top of my blue there. So let that sit down there a minute. As you can see, when we open this, that swings open with it. Let's go ahead and do this one next. I think we're going to attach this one about right here. And I want to get, I'm just going to attach down from about right here where that bubble is across so I can get her tail in there. So right in this area here, like that. Okay. And it's going to be on the middle section. And about right like that. Okay. Just like so. Isn't that cool? They even create a little shadow. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Okay. And that paper actually helped stiffen those up a little bit too. And then for our last one, we're going to put him right on the front one here, and we're going to come back over again to this side. And we're just going to do just along the bottom there. That there, just enough to hold it. All right. And again, I'm hoping my head doesn't get in your way. I'm just going to kind of attach that just like this here. Okay. Just like that, and then you can see all of the little elements there. So they pop open just like that. Gives her a nice little cute view there. Okay. And as you can see, then she's got room for a picture here or this way. And she can slip a picture down in here and in here if she likes. So something different. Okay, now we're going to bring this all the way this way so we can finish the back side of this book here. And I have the yellows here. These are cut at 4 1/8 wide by 9 5/8. You need 2 of those. We're running just a little over an hour, but I think instead of doing 2, I think we'll just finish with the 1. We are so close. All right. Okay. I want to be gentle here. I don't want to damage the inside there. Forcing that down. There we go. And then our last piece is 8 3/8 wide by 9 5/8 high. It's going to be this one right here. What was left of the sheet with all the stripes on it. There we go. And then I did take the other where it ended on this sheet, and I cut that little slice there to cover that hinge. Okay. All right. And then 2 tags in these pockets that I made from the scraps there. Just for that pocket there. All right. Now the last bit here is the handle. Whoops, and I smushed my brads. So I've taken some of that, smashed my brads there, of the same paper fabric that I used before that is called Craft Tex. And I've taken that and I've cut a piece 1 inch wide by, I want to say 10 inches long. Yes, 10 inches long. And then I added a piece of just decorative cardstock to that. And that is 7/8 wide by 9 7/8 long. And then I went in, and I want to say it was 3/16 from each edge there. And I punched a hole with my hole puncher. And then I added heart brads on each end. And then I actually glossy accented them on there so they would stick. Then I've gone in and I've done the same thing. I come in 1 inch down. And I actually put tape on my ruler here so I knew exactly where to put my dots. So then I came in 1 inch down like this. Brought my ruler in 1 inch down from the decorative cardstock, and then I made a dot where each one of my punches had to be. And then I did the same to the back end here, just like that. Made dot, dot. We'll go ahead and punch those together. So I've got to get this lined up in here. And I'm using the smallest punch. I got to get it where I can see the dot. There we go. There. Pencil mark makes it hard to see exactly where the dot is. There we go. So that's those two. And then I should have not put this cardstock down here. So I do have another piece to cover that up, because I should have put that on after. So I'm going to put my brads in there and then open them up. Ouch! They're bent, so now they're a little pokey. There we go. I'll have to flatten them out. And then the same here. And you'll see that that's going to have a little handle that kind of pokes up there. It's supposed to. So it's, I'm going to open my brads there. Let's go ahead and lay this down here. and press those on with something. Here we go. Okay. I'm just kind of pressing these down, flattening them out. There we go. All right. Then I'll attach the decorative cardstock to this, and you can see that in the walkthrough. I just wanted to show you how I got that attached. I did add magnets in here and in here, so that's why you got a new strip here and a new strip there, just to try to kind of help hold it until she gets it full of her pictures. But when I stand it up, that's not going to matter, and you can see that. I mean, that's a pretty full book already. So once she adds her pictures, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And even the magnets, I mean, just, so, yep, it's a pretty full book already. So once she gets her pictures in here, that's going to puff that right up. Okay. So in the walkthrough, then I'll show you how I finished decorating it. I think the only other thing I did was I added a sticker to the back here. So, like I said, we will go through the rest of it in the walkthrough. And I want to thank you for joining in. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please do so at this time. Just go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right hand corner. When the bell pops up, go ahead and hit that bell and you'll be notified each time I put up a new video. And as always, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.